Raila Amolo Odinga is crafting a winning strategy which he hopes will deliver the presidency in August in the first round. But Raila Odinga and his team are facing some few challenges. He has already crafted a team of technocrats, which is clearly a departure from the normal Raila Amolo Odinga we know. But he's facing some few challenges towards achieving the goals. The first challenge is Raila Odinga is facing is the collapse of NASA. You all know that President Uhuru Kenyatta tried everything possible within his power to unite the former NASA core principles. Already two of them have left. That is Musalia Mudavadi and Wetangula, which means Raila Odinga is now left only with Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. The other challenge he's facing is the new alliance between William Ruto and Musalia Mudavadi. That alliance is giving him headache, especially in Western Kenya and Nairobi politics. The other challenge Raila Odinga is facing is Jubilee Party. As we speak now, we are not very sure whether Jubilee Party is going to be strong or is going to be weaker. And you couple that with Jubilee failures. So it's a burden Raila Odinga has to carry. But the good news is that President Uhuru Kenyatta has something up his sleeves. And then the biggest challenge Raila Odinga is also facing is the Mount Kenya factor. Mount Kenya region is going to determine who becomes the next president of the Republic of Kenya. Raila Odinga had hoped that President Uhuru Kenyatta was going to easily deliver the Mount Kenya region. But the fact of the matter is that the deputy president is committed and is doing everything possible to ensure that Mount Kenya region remains under his grips. So in this video today, I want us to look at the new strategies which Raila Odinga is actually employing, because Raila Odinga launched his campaign last year and we've seen the direction the campaign is taking. But before we do that, I want to begin this video by asking you guys a very simple question. I want you to list for me two people, not the normal big guys, whom you think are going to play a key role in Raila Odinga's campaign. For me, I'm going to mention Simba Arati and maybe Charity Ngilu and Kanini Kega. I want you to name individuals you think are going to play a key role for Raila Amolo Odinga. Now, what are the strategies Raila Odinga is currently employing? And will those strategies deliver the presidency in the first round? Because for one to be declared the president of the Republic of Kenya, two things must happen. The first thing is that this person must win 50% of the votes plus one. 50% plus one. So it means if you have 10 million registered voters, he must get 5 million plus one vote. Can Raila Odinga win in the first round? Minus, because the other question most Kenyans have been asking is, can Raila Odinga win the presidency minus the former NASA core principles? The second thing is that that person must win more than half, 25% in more than half the counties. Of course, Raila Odinga will easily get that. If you go for example, in Rift Valley, there are several counties Raila Odinga will get 50% plus. In Nyanza alone, he will clear those. In Western, he will get in all those counties. Northeastern, Coast, he will get. So basically, Raila Odinga can get 25% in more than 25 counties. Now, what are the strategies he's using? Please, if you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, just click that subscribe button now. And for those who want to support the channel, you can click that join button also, so that you can contribute, let's say $1 every single month. $1 is not much. That's just a lunch in Kenya. Actually, most families depend on $1 in this country. So $1 is not something much. So you can contribute that. That's only 100 bob. And you do it monthly. So just click that green button to support the channel. But the best way you can support this channel is just by clicking the thumbs up button. Just like the video, drop your comments or share the video to your groups. I want to be very brief today. What are the new strategies which Raila Amolo Odinga is using? Raila Odinga has already crafted a team. He's already outside there campaigning. That team is a departure from the normal Raila Odinga we know. he brought on board serious technocrats. But what are his strategies? Number one is the governors. Raila Odinga today in this country enjoys the support of over 30 governors. Raila Odinga hopes that these governors will help him in his campaigns. One of the biggest challenges Raila Odinga faced previously is that he didn't have, for example, agents across the country. So in most cases, the NIS would plant their people, as agents of Raila Odinga, and these people ended up aiding in rigging of his votes. This time around, Raila Odinga will leverage on the support of the governors. You know, most of these governors have structures from lower level up to the county level. I normally use Kisumu because that's where I come from. In Kisumu, for example, Raila Odinga, Anyang' Nyong'o, who is the governor, has structures beginning from the village. So he has village administrators, he has ward administrators, he has sub-county administrators. These people can be easily used. If, for example, Anyang' Nyong'o is going to my county of Nyakach, it's normally very possible for him just to use the village administrators, ask them to go to the events with the 2 or 3 people, or to identify for him people who believes in him. Very simple. So village administrators can be easily used to identify people who are supportive, for example, of Raila Odinga's causes across the country. And some of these governors also have structures. Apart from structures, they have the resources. They can do whatever they want. Like if you are second-term governor, it means in the last 10 years probably, there are people you've empowered. These people would want to continue your legacy, so they'll definitely support you. So Raila Odinga is taking advantage of the governors, and that's why the deputy president has been crying. William Ruto had hoped to use the MPs, but you see, members of parliament don't have that personal interactions in the villages. A governor stays in the county, an MP stays in Nairobi. Most MPs hardly come home. Of course, right now it's election time, they're there. So because of that, Raila Odinga hopes that the governors are going to help him. I want to give you an example of Kilifi, where the governor for Kilifi in the last election ensured that ODM won all the seats down there. And again, if our governor messes a bit, there's a problem. Like in Kakamega, Oparanya favored some of his people, gave them the certificate. ODM ended up losing. So it has both advantage and disadvantage. Number 2 is the regional kingpin. Raila Odinga is actually creating regional kingpins. I think this is his answer to what he was calling core principles. So I think he's creating regional kingpins who are going to serve as members of his summit. In Western, for example, he has 2 people. There is the Eugene Wamalwa, who is doing so well with his new party, and then there is Oparanya, who is trying to consolidate the ODM support base. You go to Coast, there is Hassan Joho, and I think he's also he has already accepted Amason Kingi. You go to Coast, for example, you go to Ukambani, Charity Ngilu is already there alongside Professor Kivutha Kibwana. You go to Rift Valley, the Elgeyo Marakwet governor is already there, and I think there is Liki Nyanjui, and there is the Ritu Muridhi. You go to Central, for example, there is the governor for Kiambu. Raila Odinga is basically trying to create regional kingpins, and he hopes, in fact, that's basically what is forcing Ruto now to start accepting the formation of coalition with other parties. So the regional kingpins will also help Raila Odinga. If he goes to a place like in Central, you can say his main guy now is Peter Kenneth, because everywhere he goes, there's always Peter Kenneth. The third strategy is Mount Kenya. And Raila Odinga is coming up with what he calls Operation Sweep Mount Kenya. Mount Kenya has been under the grip of the deputy president. Over the weekend, Raila Odinga was in, was it on Saturday or on Saturday? Raila Odinga was in Murang'a, Ruto was in Kirinyaga, and both rallies were full. For the first time, you can walk in the streets of Mount Kenya region and you meet billboards of Raila Odinga. So basically, Raila Odinga is focusing his attention in convincing Mount Kenya region to support his bid, because he believes that if he can manage to milk any vote from the larger Mount Kenya region, that's going to work to his advantage, especially because any support he's going to get from Mount Kenya region is a deduction from William Samoei Ruto. Those are the realities. Unlike Ruto and Western Kenya, you know, Ruto can win a support in Western Kenya, but that's someone who believed in Uhuru and now supporting him. So Operation Sweep Mount Kenya is a strategy which he hopes to use. And number 5, there is what they are using now is what is called targeted strategy. Because you remember, in one of my videos, I stated that I'm not getting clear messaging from Raila Odinga's rallies. And when I inquired, I was informed that his strategy is that regions will have their own messaging. And the examples they told me, for example, is when they were in Narc. In Narc, there's the issue of Mau forest, and then the issue of land down there. So those are the messages which they deliver down there. When they were in Muranga, the issue of tea, coffee, you know, 1 man, 1 vote, 1 shilling also came up. And when they are in Nyanza, there are specific issues. When they are in Coast, specific. So they are trying to use, Raila Odinga is trying to use targeted messaging to appeal to the people in various regions. And lastly, Raila Odinga is also doing what he's doing in Mount Kenya region in Rift Valley. Raila Odinga is identifying counties which are friendly to him. And these counties, Raila Odinga is going to focus more on them. For example, Raila Odinga was in Gishu. Raila Odinga can easily get 25% or even 30% because it's kind of a cosmopolitan city. There is the presence of Kikuyus there so high. Then there is the presence of the Luos, the presence of the Luya. So in the last elections, Kikuyus and Kalenjins voted together. So he's now targeting, for example, the Kikuyus in that region. You go to Laikipia, where it was almost 50-50. So he hopes that he can retain the other sub-tribes there. Then the Kikuyus, you can also win them over. You go to Kajiado, Narok, his strategy is to focus on the Maa community. So he hopes that if he is going to do this strategically, Raila Odinga hopes to win the presidency in the first round. Do you think he can win the presidency in the first round? Yes or no answer. Thank you guys, and if you're watching the channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue to thank you guys for your continued support. Bye-bye.